to the third episode of the Dollar Pickle audio experience. We were led in there by the fantastic tune 60 Bitcoin to the Half Acre by the not very prolific Shitfish Supper. They've only released like 3 tunes through Dollar Pickle. But yeah, episode 3. What the fuck's going on there? Like, it's rare that I have this sort of dedication towards anything. But either way, it's your pal, your fiend, Mr. Pickle. We're here from Yank Gaff, which is my actual gaff, but also the dedicated Dollar Pickle studio. We have a fantastic show today. We are delving in to the back catalogue, like really deep into it, as was said last week by a listener, throwing out them deep cuts. We've got some tunes dug up from the SoundCloud account. Didn't even know, that was still operation, but the tunes are up there. We have a few deep cuts from things that we found on an old laptop that were put up onto Bandcamp last year. And we've some more current stuff. Not a whole lot of it, but it's there. So we're going to get into the next track now. It's more of a serious one is the thing. This is a track called Client Management from our buddy No More Scum. Came out on Dollar Pickle there earlier this year. So have a listen and enjoy the fuck out of it. Right. that was No More Scum with Client Management. They're a cracking tune there. Honestly, I would say it was like a cracking tune. And you can find all of his stuff at nomorescum.bandcamp.com. So, as I said earlier, that's the third episode. Next week, we actually have a very special episode, but I'm not going to tell you what it is just yet. It's going to be longer. It's going to be very special. But I'm trying to think, is there anything that happened during the week? Nothing major happened. There's a big election coming up. We are backing Owen Murphy in the GI Trash posting elections. I should probably mention that. For a lot of lads, bad mountain Phil Collins the last few days. I was in Lidl last Thursday. We have Lidls in America. They're the exact same as the Lidls in Ireland. But I was in Lidl the last day, and there was a Phil Collins tune cranking out over the speakers. It was off the Tarzan soundtrack. Phil went hard on the Tarzan soundtrack. But there was one lad who had complimented me on my jumper earlier in the day at the Lidl, who was talking about how he hates Phil Collins, how it's just, nonsense 80s pop. Well, I'm here to dissuade anybody who talks shit on Phil Collins. Because Phil Collins, that's a discography chock full of bangers, even going all the way back to his Genesis days. Chock full of bangers. If you don't have a bop when Easy Lover comes on, I'm fairly sure there's something wrong with you, and you might want to go get yourself evaluated. I think it's sensible. Phil Collins is fucking class. He's decent. Loads of tunes by him. Yeah, fuck anyone talk shit in Phil Collins. Fight me about it. But moving on, as I said, we're diving deep into the back catalogue. And I'd actually totally forgotten we had thrown this up on to a new Bandcamp page there last year. And this is a tune from our pal Yurt Cobain, who is one of the Dollar Pickle OGs. We've many OGs, but he's definitely one of them. So yeah, this is Do Ordinary Levels Dream of Electric Sheep by Yurt Cobain. Lash this one into you there, lads. Sound.
Geista, leis an glár, fógraí an deisceart. Hagan an chéad ógra tróna ó Olscail na Mní.
And that was Yurt Cobain with Do Ordinary Levels Dream of Electric Sheep off of the album Keeping It Real, Aston Villa will never be the same. You can get that now on yurtcobain1.bandcamp.com. But yeah, I mean, the old school stuff is different to what is it different? It's all down to perception. I feel like it's a bit different to the stuff that we currently put out. It's a lot harsher, a lot more disorganized. We had no fucking clue what was going on. We still don't have a fucking clue what's going on, but we're a little bit more organized about it. Yeah, I'm trying to get these bits done quickly because I haven't had my lunch yet, and I've been thinking all day. Right, my in-laws live like an hour and a half drive away from us, and we take this back way to get down there to avoid the traffic on the main motorway. And at the end of this little road, oddly enough called the Croom Road, shout out the boys in Croom. At the end of the Croom Road, there's this house that has like a wee shop in it. But outside the house with the wee shop, there's this massive lad who's always there with a smoker, and the smoker is always going. And I've never stopped there in all the times I've driven down there. But you just know by the look of him, whatever he's cooking in that smoker is fucking class. And he's dirty and greasy the whole time. And he's out there, rain, sun, snow, fucking whatever. He's out there making his barbecue. And you know what? I admire that kind of fucking dedication. And someday, I will stop off and get a munch off him. If he's even selling the munch. I'm not sure if he's just making it to sell inside the shop there, making it to sell off the side of the road, or maybe he's just a lad who fucking loves some barbecue. He's just cooking his dinner. You don't know. I've never talked to him, but if I do talk to him, I'll let you know how it goes. So if there's one thing I do love, it's barbecue. Do you love barbecue? Let me know. We'll talk more about it. I love talking about anything. It's class. Moving on. We're going to lash out a very important track to us here at Dollar Pickle, off of a very important album to us here at Dollar Pickle. This is the first time we've played anything from this band on the podcast, but this is a tune from the legendary Fearless Bastard Pigeon, and it's off an album that had a lot of troubles that we will go into after the tune's played. But yeah, this is Fearless Bastard Pigeon with Pissmuck. Go on. That was Fearless Bastard Pigeon with the tune Piss Muck. That's off of the album The Margaret Sessions that was released there again toward the end of last year. After a rather tumultuous time trying to get it finished and released. So there's a lot of shit going on there. You know, do you ever deal with a dirty engineer, if you get what I mean? There's a few bits and pieces going on. The true G's know the full story there. But Harper, Cam, as I mentioned there last week, we have a dog in the studio who is also our secretary, and she's trying to get some work done. She's trying to organise some wires. There, go get that one there, with her. Good girl, good girl. She's, you know, a general nuisance a lot of the time, but yeah. But anyway, with the Fearless Bastard Pigeon album, you know, it was recorded over the course of a couple of days, and you know, the engineer was there and everything like that, and that didn't work out too well. So it took a couple of years for it to be released in the form it's in now, but that's not the form that Fearless Bastard Pigeon or us here at Dollar Pickle intended it to be released in. See, it was intended technically on being, and it still kind of is unofficially, like the first Dollar Pickle album. And they're pretty much the first Dollar Pickle band. They're Fearless Bastard Pigeon coined the term North Kerry Noise, and you know, here we are because of them. True Harper, come on, I'm telling a story. Shouldn't like it when I tell stories. But yeah, I mean, tumultuous times. The Pigeon, legendary, known for their whirlwind shows that they played all across the country in such illustrious cities like Dublin, Cork and Tralee. And yeah, true legends of the game. And we miss them. We love the Pigeon. The Pigeon loves you. Pigeon for life. But we're going to continue on with, it's actually a related act. This band actually played the first ever North Kerry Noise gig, which was the last ever Fearless Bastard Pigeon show in the Greyhound Bar in Tralee in, I think it was the end of September 2016. It's the first and only time this band have ever played, but they've been prolific since. You might know one of the members, Sean Tobin, from his solo work. But this is a tune from, I'm not sure, you might know them as two different names. Their Facebook page is the band formerly known as Fat Sex. They had to change their name to that on Facebook because the majority of the fans they were getting were weird lads from India who, I mean, it's all there in the name. They thought it was a page dedicated to Fat Sex. So they changed the name, but the lads still came in. It's kind of stopped now, so, I mean, the page is kind of inactive. But yeah, this is a tune from Fat Sex, and I hope you enjoy it, because it takes a special kind of someone to enjoy this. Enjoy it, I hope. That was John McGee, former cult leader from Fat Sex, and that's off their album Lorry Full of Bombs. And that one's not actually on any Bandcamp account or anything like that. That was taken, as I explained earlier, that one is from our SoundCloud account that gets fuck all use, but we have a few, I would like to say, second wave records on there, because those albums were put up there only within like a span of a couple of months, simply because, as I explained there one time, Bandcamp literally wiped the first wave of releases completely off the site. So we used SoundCloud there for a little bit. So we kind of go ahead and call the SoundCloud era the second wave of Dollar Pickle. It doesn't get much listens. Well, actually, I say that, but oddly enough, the SoundCloud account, there are like a strange number of listens on some of the tunes. If you go to soundcloud.com/dollarpickle, you'll see all the albums there, and weirdly enough, the album there with the most listens is the album Whores released while he was imprisoned in North Korea. So we're going to look into that one, because, like, no joking at all, that's a little fucking strange. Just a little bit. And in keeping with that with that theme, as I mentioned last week, we have our compilations. We feel like they do rather well. We enjoy making them. I feel like everyone else involved with them enjoys making them. But we're going to lash out a track from our very first Christmas record, Pyongyang by Christmas 1. And this is from our pal, Sexy Audible Chocolate, who kind of made a brief comeback with this song. Just, literally lashed it in just to say hi. He's a good lad. And every track on the compilation is titled Pyongyang by Christmas. You can have a parenthesis if you want, no big deal. But yeah, this is off the first Pyongyang by Christmas compilation. It's from Sexy Audible Chocolate. And again, it is called Pyongyang by Christmas. Go on. That was Sexy Audible Chocolate with Pyongyang by Christmas off of the Dollar Pickle and GI Trash Posting Christmas compilation, also titled Pyongyang by Christmas. Actually, I'm not sure if that was affiliated with GI Trash Posting, but hey, look, we are now, so might as well say it. So yeah, we've only got a couple of tunes left. what crack, lads? Jesus. And we're going to use this next song to give a shout out, as we like to do every week, to our good friends, our partners, our confidants at Saculdwave Records. This week or was it this week? Yeah, it was Monday. They released an album from our very good friend, Big Tasty Deluxe, or because it's all capitals, Big Tasty Deluxe! And he's a good friend of ours here. He's been a good friend of mine for a very, very long time. He's North Kerry man. We would have loved to put out his records ourselves, but because we're friends, Big Tasty Deluxe, he doesn't like to mix business with pleasure. He's a man of morals. He knows what he's doing. So, didn't go with us. We're fine with that. We understand he's in the very capable hands of Damo Furlong and everyone else over there at Saculdwave. As evidenced by the album that he released there on Monday, called Rough and Tumble Out About the Middle of the Field. And it's a very good house record based around the GAA, and we're going to lash out a tune from it right now. So yeah, this is off the new Big Tasty Deluxe. I think it's a banger. Go on.
Hello everybody and welcome to O'Reilly Park, Ballylockford for the North Kerry Championship Under 21 final. Finnoig versus Ballydonohoe. Referee John Hennessy out in the middle of the field. We'll run through the team as quick as we can. Finnoig, Killian Fitzgerald, Dara Shannon, Tom Foley, Jeremy McKenna, Brian McAuliffe, Gerard Stackpole, Neil Mackesy, Niall Cullen, John Buckley, Liam O'Brien, Shane Conway, Jamie Gallivan, Brendan Anglin, Colin Sheehy, Dara Mackesy, the Ballydonohoe team, Cian O'Mahony, Joseph Lynch, Dan Powell, Liam Guiney, Michael Goverty, Jason Foley, James Dunnigan, Brian O'Shanachon, Micheál Foley, Jack Behan, Dara Sheehy, the captain, Brian Mason, Brandon O'Neill, Jack Foley, Jack Kennedy, ball breaks in the middle of the field. For the Bobsleigh Memorial Cup, 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 for the Bobsleigh Memorial Cup.
Get on a chin. 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 One Jamie, get on it, Jamie. 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 Well done, Jamie.
Brian McAuliffe. Brian McAuliffe. Brian McAuliffe. Brian McAuliffe.
Come on, Rap! Come on, John! 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 Hard Brian McAuliffe! 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 Come on, Tom, get on it! 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 Get on it, Jay. Get on it, Jay. Wait, Colin. Come on, Jamie. Get on it, Jamie. Well done, Jamie. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Come on, Tom, get on it. Fucking go there, we fucking minute. Shut up.
And that was Big Tasty Deluxe with his song, the 2015 North Kerry Under-21 Championship Final, contested between Finuig and Ballydonoghue remix. And again, that is off the album Rough and Tumble Out About the Middle of the Field. It's out now on Saculdwave Records. You can find it at saculdwaverecords.bandcamp.com. And you can find everything else the good folks at Saculdwave Records have released. Their entire back catalogue is there on the Bandcamp, saculdwaverecords.bandcamp.com. In fact, you can now download the entire discography for, I think it's under 50 cent. It's about 53, 54 albums. Fucking savage value for money there, lad. Fucking, I'd give that a go. Once again, shout out Saculdwave, shout out everyone involved, shout out all our friends, affiliates, partners. You know who you are. You fucking know. But yeah, it's time to finish the show. It's been another whirlwind one today, I feel. As I said, next week we have a very, very special episode. It's an extended episode. I'll probably announce details of it toward the start of the week next week, just so you can get involved, feel included. It's going to be a really fucking good one, and you'll understand what it is as soon as it's announced and or out, and it'll be great. But yeah, we're going to finish you off now with another track. Again, this is a deep cut from us. It's from the first wave of releases. It's from our friend Christy Hennessy But Shit. And, if any of you know Christy Hennessy But Shit, you know he is a Dollar Pickle OG. And we love him very much. He's sporadic with his releases these days, but it's still brilliant. But so yeah, we're going to leave you now. We're going to finish off the show with this tune. This is called Bally CD Castle Has Rats. It's off the album My Heart Lives On in Carrick and Shannon. You can find it at christyhennessybutshit.bandcamp.com. And I hope you enjoy it. I'll see you next week, lads. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll talk to you. Harper, shut the fuck, will you? Go girl. I'll talk to you next week, lads. Sound.
Come on,